Alright, this is our first level 60 Machinist job quest, given to us by Stephanivien in the Sky Steel Manufactory as normal. Rise of the Machinists. It's a nice peppy title. We will get Machinist gear. I'm level 210, a copper, so like, I'm already full, not 400, but, sorry, 270. I got like 220 on here, because that's just how things panned out with whatever. Also gonna get heated slug shot at it. We'll go over that later. All good. Here we go. A day has been chosen for our trial against Veri Selen. More than any that have come before, this battle shall be pivotal in deciding the future of the manufactory and machinistry both. Thus, ere we march forth to meet our fate, I would hold a celebration in honor of all that we have accomplished. As has become customary, however, the principal players are nowhere to be found. Pray head out into the city and seek out Joy, Rost, Celestar, and my father. Jeez, always putting me on these little errands. So we can sprint. I think everybody we're looking for is in this one zone kind of area. Joy is by a fountain in the northwestish. Aye, I'll head there right now. But before we do, Mercy, I wanted to thank you again for helping me find my way. I just got myself back to where I belong, and I ain't about to give up the workshop a second time. Second time. We're gonna do a loopy. There's probably a faster way to do this, but I'm dumb. So. Enjoy running around this vast. Well, not vast. It's a pretty big city. Big castle city. Keep maybe. Rost is by a fountain in the northeast. Rostenthal. Still can't do it. What? Another bleeding celebration? Well, I guess we never did get to have that first one. Ah, Mercy. I knew the first time I met you you'd be a demon with a carbine, and bugger me if I weren't right. Now look at us, ready to stand side by side against one of the biggest bloody dragons to ever raid a supply train. I'll get everyone through this, though. Don't you worry. We'll head to the south here. You could probably play around with the Ethernet a little bit to get to each faster, but bugger me, I ain't got time to figure that out. Celestar is in the south, looking out over, like, into the mist that shrouds these vast pathways that you can, like, you really can't, I can't say can't. It's probably very hard to assault Ishgard from the ground. Unless you just do a siege tactic and you cut off their supplies, but I guess if they have, they have blimps and stuff, but anyway. You'd have to run up all of these ramps and stairways and shit to get up here. You don't want to be fighting uphill. Celestar. A feast, isn't it? Sorry, a feast, is it? I can already feel me belly rumbling. As always, the chief works to make the manufactory a place where commoners like me feel welcome. He's done his best for us, and I mean to do me best for him, even if it means fighting that monster of a dragon. It's weird having, like... he's Elzen, as they're called in this game. Elven, whatever. Yeah. It's weird doing kind of a southern... like he's got a little bit of a drawl, you know, he got them there, you know, he talks like Joy, I guess is a good way to describe it, but you don't hear many Elzen in this game talk like that, so should he be like British with a drawl? I don't know. Oh, the dodo jumped after me, that's why you're extinct, buddy. Jeez. Alright, Count Barenduin de Helenarte. I'm invited to the manufactory. Well, how times have changed. Though I appreciate the gesture, I do not have a place at that table. I vowed to leave Sky Steel matters to Stephanivien alone, and so I shall. Tell my son that I shall pray for victory and the prosperous future that will grow from his success. Ote. One last sprint. I will take about a minute break here, so my apologies, but once we get into the manufactory, I will pause. not actually paused. Oh, there's a table here with stuff. Cool. Are you guys doing? Are you doing the same quest? No, you're AFK. Anyway, okay. Just a second. A minute. Words, things, stuff. The day of my daughter's wedding. I can't do it. I listened to, you know, however you feel about the guy, that's your own thing. Just know that I am a fan of his podcast. But today, I listened to the Joe Rogan podcast where he had, what's his real name? Joe Latone or something like that. But he is the real life first ever. Hold on a second. First ever guy, FBI agent, to have infiltrated the mafia as deeply as he did. And a movie was made out of him. Sorry, made out of his story, I suppose is a better way to word that. Starring Johnny Depp back in... Actually, I don't know when it was. I've never seen the movie. I didn't know it existed. Didn't know who this guy was at all until today. Why can't I think of the name that he went under in the mafia? Like 2.5 hours or 3 hours of him telling just batshit crazy stories about his days, like how he started. But yeah, there's a apparently very popular movie. Johnny Depp starred as him. Bobby how did it start with a B? I might remember it out of the blue. Right now I don't remember. But it was a good podcast. Here we go. Talk to Stephanivien here to continue the quest. We've got a table set up. People, Rost, Joy, and Celestar cavorting around it and feasting. There's various plates and bowls and stuff of various foods on the table, drinks, libations. Thank you for summoning everyone to the feast, and thank you for Father's message. Eat, drink, and be merry, my friends. Soon we shall introduce Veri Selen to the rage of the Machinists. For the manufactory and for Ishgard. For Ishgard, they all say, Joy jumping. See how their eyes shine with determination? You are the perfect choice to act as my ambassador. Ever has your presence been a boon to the manufactory. I often wonder what would have become of us had you not chosen to walk the path of the Machinist. Though our next battle together will indeed be perilous, it shall also serve to demonstrate the pinnacle of our achievements. When Veri Selen lies defeated in the snow, we will have accomplished a deed that Tettle Grinche and the Holy See believe nigh impossible. When you are ready to make history, join us at the site of the trail. At the site of the trial. That makes way more sense. At the site of the trial in the Corthus Western Highlands. Like site of the trail is making sense at all. I'm just dumb. Let's do this for free. Is that? I think it's the Chocobo person. Not free, but way cheaper than teleporting. You? Yeah. Falcon's Nest, 5 gil. They said this dude's fake name in the Mafia a couple times. I'm like, that name sounds really familiar, but I don't know why, because I haven't seen the movie. But I have heard of it, I think. Or at least heard the name. It is just escaping the hell out of me right now. Billy, Bobby. Butter. Most of the time they said his fate firstly. Yeah, I don't know. It kind of sounds like the alpaca farts a little bit when you mount on it. It also does it when you dismount. So we fly northwest over the frozen, snowy tundra, past yetis, cliffs and hills, and frozen little bodies of water, like little mini lakes, ponds. Okay, actually, I can look it up because it's bugging the crap out of me. Did he post? Oh, okay. Donnie Brasco. Donnie. It wasn't a B, it was a D. It was Donnie. So yeah, Donnie Brasco, who was actually Joe Pistone. 2 hours and 21 minutes of just mostly recounting how he did it. Things that were scary and went wrong, things that went right, luck occasionally. He's actually very lucky that the Chicago crime family that his infiltrated crime family went into business with did not report that there was a cop situation. Yeah, there's a little sound. There's an aggressive level 60, like, will kill me for sure Yeti here. I just want to make sure that it doesn't aggro while I accept this quest. So in doing so, I'll be right back. Pee super quick. Pardon the interruption. The Yeti is even more scary, but we'll see. Talk to Stephanivien here to continue. A level 60 event will start. So yeah, that wasn't too scary because we go right into a cutscene. Or event, maybe, I don't know. Cutscene first. Lord Tittlegrinche, my machinists are assembled. We now but await the arrival of the dreaded Veri Selen. Excellent. I am accompanied by a priest of the Holy See who shall ensure that the trial proceeds in accordance with Ishgardian law. A wagon has also been provided to tempt the talons of your quarry. The observatorium has been tracking the creature's movements. According to their calculations, Veri Selen and its entourage shall fly over this pass within the hour. The priest behind him. Should the machinists of the Skysteel Manufactory satisfy the conditions of this trial by combat, either through victory or valorous death, then shall your innocence be proven and your honor redeemed. Should you choose to flee, however, I trust I need not elaborate further. Joy, Rost, Celestal shake our heads. We shall oversee proceedings from on high, that I might judge thine actions evenly and with uninterrupted view. May justice be served. End. Your Reverence, pray do not avert your eyes. Should the scene become one of bloody carnage, we would not wish to deny these fine combatants a fair trial. Says Tittlegrinche, turning to the priest, and the two of them walk off out of the scene. My strategy for the battle is thus. Hit these beasts with everything we have. Deploy every turret and shoot every bullet. We shall bury Veri Selen under a hail of metal and fire. This gets nods for everybody. Okay. I will go over what they say after all this. I'm gonna save my good stuff for the guys. Celestar on this other side, I guess, is getting overrun. Right across the other side. Come on. Okay. Didn't really get a whole lot of anything out of that to charge our... We have a cutscene where a dragon kind of swoops over us. Bloody hells, it's massive! And that's the thing we gotta kill? Says Rost. As Manufactory Chief, I have but one order for you all. Survive the battle. Everybody nods. Joy puts her pistol in the air. Rost like smiles and takes a half step forward. The dragon is circling around and knocks Grinche and the priest off the cliff and down to the snow below. Grinche and the priest are surrounded by 3 whelps. Machinists, protect the fallen, says Stephanivien. And 3 machinists, including Celestar. Why do this? Why protect me? Should you but allow the dragons to do their bloody work, you will be free to pursue your agenda, says Grinche. The big dragon is focused on Stephanivien. I, and few could argue that you had earned it, after the grief you have caused, should take what is left of your corpse and string it up for target practice. But if my machinists are truly to be the spear and shield of Ishgard, we must defend all her citizens with equal zeal. Grinche is on his knee now. Smiles. I fear that excessive association with commoners has softened your brain. The oath you have sworn, however, is indeed a knightly one. If you're done yapping, Lord Grinche, we're a bit bloody busy here. Wag that tongue again, and it'll be the first thing I put a bullet through, says Joy, big smile on her face. You'd best heed a warning, old fellow. Joy's not one to give voice to idle threats, says Stephanivien. Until this day, I have but observed your battles from afar. What a perfect opportunity for me to evaluate your skills from a more intimate perspective. By the Fury, is he still speaking? Leave him, Joy. We have more pressing matters to attend to. Let us shoot a path through the foes arrayed before us. I nod. Everybody else gets their weapons ready. Rost has an axe for some reason? Does he have like a gun axe? like a gun blade, but gun axe? I don't know. Aggro, dude. Can you guys take aggro? You're not taking aggro. I have too much gear for this. I've overviewed it. Just gonna put some more up. Why not? one. When you pop Wildfire, you want to make sure that you have, for me it's on my C button. The thing that's got like, you go, I don't know, I'll explain it after this. Cutscene. We've done it! The damnable beast is dead. Give him a nod. I like the Machinist hat that I have via Admiral 270 gear better, but it hides too much of my face for cutscenes for this kind of situation. But when I don't have to worry about cutscenes from a Machinist anymore, I'll probably use that as the, well, we'll see. But for now, I would probably rather use that as my transmog or whatever, the glamour. Telogrinche and the priest walk into the cutscene. I thank you for saving my life. The accusations against you shall, of course, be withdrawn. As a further token of my gratitude, I would offer you a boon. Speak your wish, and I shall do all within my power to grant it. A boon? You think one little favor will wipe the ledger clean of your steam and shite? Says Rost. Fortunately, my heart has but one desire. I will have your oath that henceforth you shall no longer oppose the rise of the Machinists, and never again seek to interfere in the operation of the Sky Steel Manufactory, says Stephanivien. Is that all? No chests of coin, no promises of power? The workings of your mind are truly an enigma to me, says Telogrinche. But you shall have my word on this, nevertheless. Indeed, we shall discover the best means by which your fine machinist might contribute to Ishgard's defenses. 'Tis only from behind its sturdy front line that a machinist's full potential is realized. Together with your knights, however, we will change the face of war. Of course, you cannot yet do without the masters of the battlefield. May we strike fear into the hearts of our enemies, and ensure the continued prosperity of the Holy See. Fare you well, Lord Stephanivien. And Ted and the priest walk out of the scene. Well, that's that then. Thanks for letting me join you on this one, boss. I think I'm ready to move on now, says Rost. Stephanivien turns back to him. We're kind of in a circle-ish. Joy turns to him as well. Joy, your aim's as sharp as your harpy tongue. Good work, lass. I nominate ye to take over as Master of Marksmanship. She takes like a half step back, shocked, hands to her chest. Mercy, you're too bleeding quiet, but your weapon speaks loud enough, I suppose. Keep firing like you do, and I reckon new students will flock to the workshop to follow in your footsteps. I give him a nod. Are you truly leaving us? I've never been the kind of bloke as sticks in one place for too long. You've treated me well at the workshop, better than I deserve, I reckon. But it's time I weighed anchor. I'll be seeing you then. He gives a wave. Walks through the group to leave the cutscene. To leave the scene, I guess. Should your travels bring you back to Ishgard, know you always have a place at the manufactory, my friend. Shall we be on our way as well? Says Steph to me. Stephanivien. Joy and Celestal leave the scene. Stephanivien gives me one last smile. I give him a nod and a smile. And the scene pans up and goes black. Ooh, too close to the Yeti. Bad. Okay. What we missed chat-wise. For the manufactory, and for Ishgard. And Telogrinche says, I wonder who shall scream the loudest. Stephanivien. Mercy, pray aid Celestar. His position is overrun. Celestar. There's just too many of them. We're gonna need help over here. Telogrinche. Veri Selen commands an impressive number of minions. Celestar, see to Telogrinche, says Steph. Mercy, we shall engage Veri Selen. Aye, I'll see the noble lord ain't killed, says Celestar. 'Tis not quite the scene I envisioned, says Telogrinche. And still they come. Quickly, Mercy, to Telogrinche's side. I think I read that one during the fight, and that's why I got everybody in an AoE on accident, maybe. Celestar. Damn it, we can't hold them all. Well, you proved me right, Machinist, says Telogrinche. Where, Mercy, our foes become desperate. And that was... Nothing really happened at that point, I don't know why. don't know what the desperation might have been. Instead of flying all the way back to Falcon's Nest and then using the very cheap Chocobo Porter, I'm just gonna teleport. Like 216? 213. Steel manufacturing. And we talk to Stephanivien to complete this quest. What an extraordinary turn of events. With these troubles behind us, however, I feel the age of machinistry has finally arrived. And you, Mercy, have all but outgrown the manufactory. With Rost's departure, there are none who might compete with your skill at firearms. Pray take the lessons you have learned and make known the machinist trade in every corner of Eorzea. You are, of course, welcome to return to us whenever you desire. We shall be here, ever serving Ishgard as our deadliest spear and sturdiest shield. Ah, before I forget, Rost asked that I encourage you to push the limits of your marksmanship. I believe his exact words were, so that ye can blast through any pile of shite what might stand in your way. I'm getting better at the accent, don't you think? 100,000 experience points, 1656 gil, the machinist coffer I talked about. So heated slug shot. So our slug shot has been improved by the passive slug shot mastery. It will do 280. We'll have a little cutscene here. I'll show you the discrepancy. Difference? Whatever. Learn heated slug shot, bitches. Once again, I have all the requirements to do the next machinist quest. So slug shot was originally 210. It has been upgraded to 280. As long as you're doing it like in the chain. If for whatever reason you don't feel like doing the chain, your best damage is going to come out of just spamming heated split shot. Wasn't there something that... I thought that like if you did clean shot, it made your next split shot or heated split shot better. But I don't know. I just don't know. Trait? I guess not. I guess it was just a passive increase to split shot to make it into heated split shot. Okay, that's fine. At, what was it, 64, our clean shot gets upgraded from 270 to 360. Also an awesome increase. Love it. But yeah, that's it for this quest. I am definitely going to do the Machinist Choice, the level 60 part 2 quest that you get from the new expansion going from 60 to 70. Not the current new expansion, but whatever. Hope you enjoyed. Hope you enjoy whatever video of mine you watch next. See you next time. Bye.